All right, y'all. So we are back with another It's Nothing But the Truth podcast. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something very serious.
Right.
And we're going to be talking about suicide. And that is really, really a topic that I think that we need to have more conversation around. It once used to be that they thought that only our Caucasian brothers and sisters were the ones that were committing suicide. But now we're realizing that more of us are committing suicide now. And so I've definitely been suicidal as a young girl, known people. My daughter's friend committed suicide a few years ago. So we definitely want to talk, more about suicide and how we can help our young people. And not just young people, like even our black men are starting to commit suicide too.
Exactly. Yeah. I believe it's an epidemic on the world to destroy black men, even through their mental health, through the legal system. It's a lot of pressure on men, on our black men, as well as our white men as usual, but our black men and our women. It is a big epidemic because times are stressful, and people don't have the proper resources. One reason is because we were out for like COVID for over 2 years or whatever, and a lot of people like myself that was connected with real close with my church community or whatever, that was taken away from us. We were not able to attend the churches, and going virtual was really a challenge, not to get that one-on-one, and some people just never had the faith, or they lose their faith at a certain time and they feel they have no other options, but it's always options.
Yeah. I mean, I even think about the times, when I have thought about it. And then I just kept living and experienced joy and happiness. And then I would say to myself, wow, if I had ended my life then, I would not have been able to experience this. So basically what I'm saying is things always get better,
Right.
It's like at that moment you think that it's the end. You think that everything, that things could be better on the other side. But what's really on the other side?
Illusion. Illusion. It's all illusion. It's all I learned through different traumatic circumstances I've had, although I have not I've thought about suicide, but I have never thought about acting upon it, a lot due to my faith. But when you really think about it and you really start to look at the mental aspect of it and really go internal, you just have to start living day by day. You have to start living day by day. Find the peace and find your strength to go through another day.
Absolutely. And that's really a big thing. Sometimes it's really your hope. And even the Bible speaks about that. Like, once you lose your hope, like you lose everything. If you don't feel like tomorrow is going to be better than today, then what's the point? And especially during the pandemic, I just felt like so many people were losing loved ones. They were losing jobs. Right. So much was happening. The world was changing at such a rapid speed that we had never seen before. And I just think a lot of people just could not handle it. And a lot of those people were already on the ledge before the pandemic.
Right.
So imagine.
Right.
So that just pushed them over. And so now I just think that we need to really be more cognitive about showing people more grace, being kinder to people.
Yeah, and so a quick story. Tim and I, we went on a cruise for our anniversary back in March, and we had a real nice cruise. But the day we were coming back from the cruise, we had to make an emergency stop in the middle of the ocean. And they summons everybody back to their room. And we later found out because they had a call that somebody had jumped the ship. And then we came to learn through just talking to other people and just getting more information. They said a lot of people actually go on cruises
to commit suicide. Yeah.
And to me, for you being in that type of mental state, you really have to be. You really have to just feel no hope is lost, because when I'm on the cruise ship, I've only been on a few cruises so far. I don't like to get close to the water at all, especially at night, because it's like a ever ending deep sea of nothing.
Absolutely.
So, but to feel that your life is over and your only way out is to jump off of this boat into this dark sea, you really have lost it. And so that is it needs to be more talked about more, for sure.
Absolutely. Especially in our community,
right?
Like, we kind of like push that under the rug, but it's like that's a real thing.
And not for only us, for our youth. A lot of the youth, when they had to homeschool, they were around their peers and whatever. And it's signs to watch for. I try to keep up with my daughter that's still at home. I have a 15-year-old. It's always to get in her head, ask them if they're okay. I keep her busy in sports. But even sometimes then, they don't always tell you. You have to kind of keep watching for the signs. I think we're doing a good job of managing her, but we always have in the back of our mind that it can happen to our daughters as well as anybody else's daughter or teen daughter or son. As well as not that, the parents. The parents are dealing with so much heavy things as well. And like none of us is exempt, so all I'm going to say is take day by day, one day at a time.
Yeah, like what was that, the beauty queen or something like that?
That was the Miss America. She was also an attorney.
Wow.
Radio host. Very beautiful young girl. I was very saddened by that, and and that was just another wake up call to the additional wake up calls I've had while hearing other stories that it can happen to anybody. You can't judge people. When I was like growing up, I grew up in my mom was an educator in the city school, so I went to the school and I was light skinned and whatever, and people were, I guess they were jealous or whatever, but you don't know what I was dealing with. I was very shy, anxiety, whatever, and they just feel that if they think that you are this type of person, this is how you are, then they belittle you or whatever, and you really can't judge a book about how somebody looks are, if they're light skinned or light chocolate or caramel or good hair or curly hair. They talk nice. I've even met news anchors that do a full news segment, but they can't talk to an individual one-on-one.
Wow.
So you can't judge people about what you see, because people put on a mask. Absolutely. They put on a mask every day.
And that's another big one. Like bullying has been a big, big thing. We grew up with bullies and we just had to deal with them. But nowadays, it's like they are being bullied at school, then they're being bullied on social media, then they're being bullied in so many different areas, And it's like a nonstop thing. So our kids, I don't know. Social media is kind of like...
Social media, have you heard about it's a few, I'm sure it's more, lawsuits that were filed by a few parents that said the social media caused mental health in their teens?
I believe that. Yeah, I believe it causes mental health in anyone.
Yeah, you can. I don't do social media for reasons other than that. Just because... when someone is attacking you and you know your truth, and they are coming with their truth, and if you entertain that and try to defend yourself against that, it never works. So you just kind of have to sit back, let them say what they say, and let the evidence speak for itself, which it has so many times in my case. Absolutely. And I'm sure will in anybody else's case. And then if somebody is really guilty and they still see themselves on social media, you just have to pick up and acknowledge your mistake and move on and do better to be a better person.
And here's a big thing, like a lot of our people, especially a lot of our kids, they're watching other people's pages that aren't even real.
Right.
And it's like, this is not her real life.
Right.
Like, you guys are being caught up into things that are not even real.
Right, and that only depresses you more, because some people on social media like to show the good side. Nobody has a perfect day, every second of every day. Nobody.
Exactly.
But social media has the illusion of only people showing the good parts of their life, not showing the lows or the struggles. They show that it's no one person on this earth has not one. I have not seen one, but has a perfect day every day. I mean, if it's not even a cold or diarrhea or a headache,
you fly
every day you just ready to take a quick selfie. No.
Yeah.
It can be as mild as that, or it can be traumatic as a divorce, problems with your teens or your kids. your work, your money, your financial situation. It could be anything. Finding out a new diagnosis. It could be anything. So no one has a perfect day every
single day, y'all. So please understand that. All right. So I just see that happening so much. And no, I did not hear about the lawsuit, but it is a real thing. Like social media has totally traumatized some people.
Right.
And it has made people feel inferior and all kinds of things. So I'm glad that we are actually speaking up against that now.
Right. It's true. It's true. I just, I feel I do like social media, but I haven't been as active on it as when I do, because I just have a heart that I don't want people to feel inferior, feel I have more than them.
Right.
But I do when I do dress up and I do decide to wear maybe designer clothes or whatever. I don't want people to feel that I'm trying to
stunt on them.
It just make me feel good, and I like to see people to dress up and feel good about themselves. But when you can kind of tell when people are doing it for vanity, it's for likes. If you have to do anything for likes, it's not worth it.
Absolutely.
You have to like yourself first, and then everything else that comes after that is just a bonus.
Now you said the key words, honey. Like yourself first.
And it's like after that is a bonus.
How many people are around here like hating themselves daily?
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
It's so much self-hate. And even we were talking about, the plastic surgery and all. Like I see girls in their 20s now. And we're gonna leave that to a whole nother episode, but I'm in my 40s. Right. And people, they're like, how are you 44 looking like that? And I'm like, because I don't put all this up on my face every day. And so, you try to school the younger girls and it's like, baby, get some sleep.
Right. It's nothing wrong with it. But when you go overboard to try to make yourself feel better, it's internal. It's an internal thing. And like I said, I'm 48 myself.
Exactly.
So,
and look, and we would tell you.
Right.
But we didn't come from that era where we wore all the makeup and, stuff like that. So they're wearing full faces daily.
Right, and they're addicted to getting the BBLs and everything, and they're addicted to having men pay for them to get that.
Fillers.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on, y'all.
Yeah,
it's a lot to talk about.
It don't matter getting enhancements, but when you get obsessed with them, that's when the problem comes. You need to take an internal look at yourself on the inside to see what's the deeper issue of why you can't, be happy with who you are.
Well, y'all, so y'all know it's all about self-love, okay? And if you are feeling suicidal, please reach out to someone. There are hotlines, there are organizations that can help you. Reach out to a friend, all right? And make sure that you are taking care of yourself first. Stop pleasing everybody else because you cannot be happy until you first please yourself.
And everything else is just a bonus.
Everything else is just a bonus. So thank you so much, y'all, for joining and watching. It's Nothing But the Truth Podcast. And we'll see y'all next time. Hey.
Bye-bye.